Okay, so I'm nursing a baby right now, so I created this handy checklist based on the MyPlate dietary recommendations so that I could really easily keep track of what I need to eat throughout the day from all the MyPlate food groups. So let's see, I've also created one of these for children, and I've been using this to actually teach the kids what they need to eat every day, and I have some really great recommendations for that I'll share next. But so far, I'm going to check off I had milk for breakfast and fruit, and I had a little muffin as well, so I can check that off. Now for lunch, I just had that stir fry, so we can do veggies. I had protein and grains, so I can check all of those off. And then now I know that I'm just gonna have a little, actually no, I already had my milk in a smoothie as well, so I can check that one off too. So I'm doing pretty good for the day already. It's only lunchtime. Next, I'll have some snacks and some dinner, and then I'll be able to check off my daily nutrition goal as complete. Okay, so these are some MyPlate tools that I purchased on Amazon the other day, and I'm super excited about these because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm teaching the children how to follow the MyPlate dietary recommendations, which look like this. The USDA created the MyPlate dietary recommendations, and for each meal, pretty much, they recommend a serving of protein, veggies, fruits, and grains, as well as a cup of milk, which would go like right here. But these are great because this is my favorite brand of meal prep containers. It's called BentGo, and I've never noticed these before, but these are actually 4-compartment snack containers. Each compartment here has 1/2 of a cup size that you can fill up, and especially for children, that's great because a lot of the serving sizes for different food groups are about 1/2 of a cup or 1/4 cup for kids. So this is especially great for children. And then on Amazon, I was able to find this MyPlate plate that's actually going to be great for serving meals to children because it really gives them a visual of what they're supposed to be eating. And I love little compartments because it kind of just gets you inspired to like fill that little compartment and try and empty it by eating the food. So these are great because I purchased the 2 packs of these. They have 4 containers per pack, and I think they were about $10 each pack. So this way I can actually meal prep these meals for kids specifically and have them in the refrigerator and ready to go. This has been really great because the kids can actually pack their own MyPlate snacks and lunches and even breakfasts and dinners in these. And since they have the 4 compartments that match the 4 MyPlate categories, you can actually really get them inspired to fill them up as you go. And you could probably even take a permanent marker and write on the bottoms of each one what is supposed to be in each category. So like as we were packing snacks for today, I said, okay, let's find a protein food. So we filled one of these with some nuts and some turkey slices. Then for veggies, we put in bell peppers and carrots and tomatoes. And then, for fruit, we did tomatoes. And then for grains, what did we put for grains? I think we had some chips that we put in the chip one. So having little compartments like this makes it so easy to teach kids how to eat healthy, to inspire them to eat healthy. And then it kind of helps keep people accountable. Like, oh, I see we didn't eat our grains today. We want to try and do that maybe tomorrow. We're going to make sure and try and eat that compartment as well. So I hope that this inspired you for eating healthy. Definitely check out the MyPlate dietary recommendations. You can go to myplate.gov/MyPlate-plan to create your meal plan for your family. It actually helps you calculate the different number of calories required per person. So I'm going to show you real quickly my meal planning spreadsheets that I created for the Stay-at-Home Mom Cooking Academy to create meal plans for your family using MyPlate. Okay, so recently I created a new recipe binder and I inputted the new Stay-at-Home Mom Cooking Academy meal planning spreadsheets that I created for the Academy. If you are interested in getting these spreadsheets, all you have to do is join my members area for at least 1 month, and you can have access to download these spreadsheets to use for your family. And if you want to stick around, you can continue to take the classes of where I teach stay-at-home moms how to prepare healthy meals for their family. And as you might know, moms cook cook about 1,000 meals a year for their family. So it's definitely an important skill to know if you are planning on having a family or if you have a big family to feed already. So this is something that I created. First was the weekly shopping totals page. This actually helps you calculate based on the number of calories that each person in your family needs. This is an example of my family's meal plan needs. So we have someone who needs 3,200 calories, 2,600, 16, and 1,000. And I calculated those calories based on the MyPlate plan calculator that I share a link in the description below for where you can create your own MyPlate plan from the USDA. And this plan actually is so helpful because here's an example. This is the person that needs 3,200 calories. This person needs 2.5 cups of fruit every day, 4 cups of veggies, 10 ounces of grains, 7 ounces of protein, 3 cups of dairy. So, and then you can see on the back, they also have a little chart that you can keep track of what was consumed. But this is different for every calorie need. So here's 2,600 calories. As you can see, the needs for each category are different. So since I went and did this for each member of my family, now I have definitive guidance on what each person needs in my family. So then I took those calorie needs and those number of serving needs, I put them into this weekly shopping totals spreadsheet. Then I totaled up the total number of servings for each category. So for example, my family needs 49 servings of fruit every week. And what I did here is I averaged the amount of ounces per serving. So I have a food scale and I just put like an apple on there and a banana, and I think I had a plum, and pretty much everything averages about 5 ounces per serving. So that actually, let's see, over here, this would be 1.5 cups. So 1 serving is 1 cup, and that averages 5 ounces. So I was able to actually take the number of ounces and calculate that with the total number of servings to calculate the number of pounds of fruit I need to buy each week. Now this is huge because it's so hard when you're at the grocery store to calculate in your head, like, this is 1 cup of fruit, but if you have the number of pounds, you can buy according to the weight. So a lot of times, like say a bag of apples will be 3 pounds. Now I know that's 3 pounds of apples. That goes towards my 15.3 pounds of fruit that I need every week, and I can go from there. So it really, having the pounds calculated like this has been so helpful. So then I went ahead and did it for all of the different food categories. And I even broke down the vegetables into the number of servings and pounds. Like dark leafy greens, I need 0.4 pounds of dark leafy greens per week to shop for my family so that they can get their MyPlate needs met. Then I continued down, I did grains, then I did meat or eggs. So this is 0.8 pounds of meat, but I also have here the number of eggs. So you can kind of use, based on your discretion, how you want to use this category. But then I continue down to seafood or beans, peas, and lentils. And this is in cooked weight of legumes. So you'd want to shop for cooked weight. If you're buying dried beans or peas, you just basically double the number of pounds, and that would be the cooked weight. So if you bought 1 pound of dried lentils, you double that. That's 2 pounds of cooked weight for this number here. Then I did soy products, nuts and seeds, dairy, and oil. This is actually based on the vegetarian dietary recommendations mixed together with non-vegetarian. So you can use this for vegetarian or non-vegetarian plans. And then I made 2 more spreadsheets to make meal planning super easy. Really quickly, this is what the MyPlate the dietary guidelines actually has this really handy spreadsheet, which is how I was able to calculate the amount per week of like dark leafy greens. I went ahead and printed this out. Then I highlighted the columns that have the person's caloric needs. And that's how I totaled it up into that spreadsheet I just showed you. Now, In the spreadsheets, I give you the example one that I have, and then I do a blank one that you can add your own caloric needs there and then total up the number of servings. Okay, the next one I have here is a weekly meal planner. So here's the example, and then I also give you a blank one. But here's what you can do is you can take those number of servings and divide them up through the week. This meal planner is unique because it doesn't actually require you to decide which meals you're eating each day. It's actually just allocating the foods to different meal times so that you can get a variety of meals throughout the day, and you don't have to decide, 5 days in advance what flavorings you want to add, but you can just kind of go ahead and know, okay, today we're doing beans, bell peppers and onions, tomato and rice for lunch. Now you can decide what flavorings, like Mexican flavor or Indian flavor or Asian, or however you want to add that as a lunch. So this has been really handy for allocating that food throughout the week. Then I did, let's see, one more here. This one is great. This one you take to the grocery store with you. So this is a weekly grocery shopping list. It's broken into categories, and what it does is it actually is connected with the other spreadsheet. So you can actually input your totals in the other spreadsheet, and it should autofill to the fruit section here. So mine is autofilled into my family needs 15.3 pounds of fruit. Then I went ahead and I manually divided that between the different types of fruit that I want to purchase. And I'm able to calculate while I'm planning for the grocery store, okay, I'm going to buy 4 pounds of apples, 4 pounds of bananas, 5 pounds of apples, 5 pounds of oranges, 1/3 pound of dried fruit, and 1 pound of berries. And then I know that that totals 15.3, and I'm going to have a variety of fruit, and I'm going to purchase the right amount. So then it goes ahead for grains, dark leafy greens, nuts and seeds, and so on. So this is actually what I'm going to be taking with me to the grocery store every week. And I can change this as the seasons change if I want to, or I can just basically buy the same thing every week. It's up to you how you want to use this shopping list. But I also include a blank one for you as well. So if you want to get these spreadsheets, definitely check out my members area. It's just $9.99 a month to join my Stay-at-Home Mom Cooking Academy, and I'll share with you how to prepare healthy meals for your family throughout the week. I am a professionally trained chef. I've been teaching culinary arts for 20 years, so I really do specialize in creating healthy meals. I've followed the Daily Dozen. I've followed several different types of meal planning techniques, but for now, for this cooking academy, I'm just going with the USDA dietary guidelines so that everyone can participate and modify it as they need for their family. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're inspired to create healthy meals for your family, and I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully I'll see you in the Stay-at-Home Mom Cooking Academy. All right, and P.S., you don't have to be a stay-at-home mom. You don't have to even be a mom, but that's just how I'm wanting to make sure and really reach out to stay-at-home moms, because they're the ones who are most likely cooking full-time at home. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.